How's it going, everybody? Andy McCullough from the Los Angeles Times here with famed prognosticator Dylan Hernandez, also of the Los Angeles Times. You can thank Dylan. Corey Seager is out for the NLCS as of right now. He was not listed on the 25-man roster due to, I guess, a back injury. The Dodgers haven't said. It could be his elbow. He's been banged up for a while, but Corey Seager, two-time All-Star, not on the roster. Dylan, your thoughts?
Yeah, you know, these back injuries have really killed the Dodgers throughout the year.
Yeah.
You know, Andre Ethier, Clayton Kershaw, most recently Adrian Gonzalez, and now Corey Seager, you know, and I don't know, you know, he's their best player.
When he's healthy, yes.
When he's healthy, you know, their big losing streak in, you know, late August to September happened to kind of overlap with his time, you know, out. You know, I'm a big believer in, you know, I know the laptops might say otherwise, but that players win games. You know, Eric Winalda, my personal choice to be the next U.S. soccer president, loves to say players win games, coaches lose them, referees ruin them. And I do believe that, you know, and I think that, again, you have a key spot late in the game. I want Corey Seager up there, and they're not going to have that option.
Yeah, it's a big blow. It's one that we talked about yesterday as a possibility for maybe game one, maybe game two. I've talked to some folks with the Dodgers who said that they knew he was going to be out for the weekend, but they did not think he would be off the roster for the entire series. How realistic do you think it is? And the Dodgers have shown themselves to be experts at roster manipulation. How realistic do you think it is they could get him back on the roster in this series? Do you think that's real? Do you think that's like an actual option, or is that kind of
no?
Pipe dream?
Because I think that you need to get a third party medical expert who's not found by the Dodgers. This isn't going to be like Yasiel Puig's medical, where Logan White just found some doctor to rubber stamp his physical in Mexico. This is going to have to be like a legitimate.
You're going to need someone besides Dr. Nick.
You know, and so. You know, and the thing is, I think
the Cubs are going to be like all over that if they try and put someone on the DL with like a hamstring.
You know, because I think too, right? If he were even just kind of okay, he would be on this roster, right? If he were a pinch hitting option, I think he would be on this roster. I mean, to me, this points not just to this series, but also if they happen to get to the World Series, that one too, because we know Corey Seager and just how much he likes to be, how much he wants to be in there. If this were even remotely a possibility, I think he's on this roster. Right.
So you obviously don't pay much attention to the Dodgers on a day-to-day basis, but you don't pay much attention to anything on a day-to-day basis. But one of the things that's been going on with the Dodgers fairly often this year is kind of the push-pull, I guess you would call it, tension between Seager and the organization about his workload, about the number of swings he takes before games, during games, you know, after games, the amount of stress that he puts on his body. Seager loves to work, he loves to hit, but there was some concern about, you know, what his status would be coming into this game or coming into this time of the year, and you know, now he's got a back injury kind of on a random slide, and I'm just curious what you think, how you think that might change that dynamic or affect the dynamic between a strong-willed player and an organization that likes exerting control.
Yeah, I think that this is, I mean, I think we're kind of in some ways going back to draft day almost, you know, when there were a lot of scouts who said, you know, this kid's too big, he might have to move off shortstop. We're seeing the demands at short, you know, that are kind of, you know, there's some guys, you know, like a Buster Posey, who's kind of, you know, insisted on kind of catching and somehow made it through. But I do think that, you know, the mileage of playing, you know, demanding position like shortstop or like catcher eventually kind of catches up to a guy. And I wonder even if a position change might be, you know, in the future, just from a standpoint of, again, this is a back, right? Back problems don't go away, you know, and for him to get one at, you know, all the other players that we named, Ethier, Gonzalez, Kershaw, have already a lot of mileage on them. The fact that we're talking about a guy who's, in his third year now,
he's 23 years old.
Yeah, already with back issues, to me points that to, you know, them having to maybe think outside of the box a little bit, and how are we going to keep his bat in the lineup, because, you know, even not as a shortstop, his bat is special, and I think that you absolutely want that bat in the lineup.
It's something I think the Dodgers are going to have to take a long look at, and right now they got to figure out a way to sort of scramble and fill shortstop. It looks like Charlie Culberson will be the starter, most likely.
What?
It looks like Charlie Culberson will be the starter most likely. Yeah, I mean, unless, who else would it be?
Kike?
I don't know if they like Kike's
Yeah,
batting
you're right.
trades.
You're right. Well, Kershaw's going today, so I
Kershaw's
guess
going today,
today
so-
kind of makes sense.
But Kike will probably be left today.
Right.
So it's going to be interesting. So the Dodgers kind of got to scramble.
Does this change your prediction? Yesterday, you picked Dodgers in 5.
I still think.
picked
I
Dodgers in 6.
actually think Dodgers in 6. I still think the Dodgers will win this series.
You know, I will. I guess I'm going to push this series to 7 games now.
Okay,
I think we have like a real series
All right,
here
fair
now.
enough.
To me, there's whatever advantages the Dodgers came in with. I mean, obviously they still have the Cubs are beat up.
Right.
The Dodgers are well rested. That said, you take the best player of the lineup. I never like that situation, so
Not
I'll
what
say,
you want.
I'll go with Dodgers in 7
All right.
now.
You heard it here first. Dodgers in 7, D-backs in 4. We'll have to be back with some coverage later tonight. Thanks for watching.